Hello, and welcome to another episode of Aunt Heart. Kathy met Charlie when she was 20 years old. She was from the rural areas and was not familiar with the city where she got her first job. Charlie was friendly, outgoing, and with a good sense of humor. They started dating. And when Kathy got pregnant, Charlie told her that he was still legally married, so he proposed a live-together arrangement. Kathy had no choice but to give in to his proposal. Her family was unaware of her situation, so she then packed her things and moved into Charlie's apartment. It was not an easy pregnancy. From nasty morning sickness, frequent bleeding, and abnormal contractions, Kathy needed to quit work and become dependent on Charlie. Whenever she tries to rest, Charlie will tell her that she is weak, pathetic, and lazy. And as she grew bigger, Charlie made hurtful comments like she looked like a pale pig or a lazy whale, and shelved that it was just a joke and that Kathy is overly sensitive. When the baby was born, Charlie was overjoyed. He willingly takes care of the baby and her. Kathy started to have hopes that Charlie will have a change of heart. But not for long. The baby became colicky, cried a lot. He then blamed Kathy, saying that she had poor mother instincts, stupid, and up to the point when he said that it was in her genes. Juggling between the sickly baby crying, house chores, and Charlie's reproach, Kathy became anxious, afraid, and depressed. She always takes the blame for everything and constantly apologizes even for the tiniest mistake. She never had access to money. Charlie does the market errands and keeps the money to himself, noting that Kathy is stupid and unstable to handle the family's budget and finances. Kathy was not even allowed to see or talk to her friends and family. She does not have a phone or access to the internet. Charlie would tell her that she does not need that and she must focus her attention on him and the baby. Lastly, Charlie threatens Kathy that she will send her home if she continues to act stupid or not live up to his standards. She was terrified and too afraid to go back to the province as she thinks that her family will despise her for cohabiting and having a child with a married man. She was also afraid that her baby would grow up without a father and a broken home. But Charlie is not always aggressive. There were also times when he was sweet, caring, and calm. She surprises Kathy with flowers, treats her for dinner, buys her gifts, which left Kathy confused as Charlie promised her that he will change. She became dependent on Charlie, from the clothes she wears, the food she eats, and the way she speaks. She cannot even recognize her image in the mirror. She is no longer the Kathy that she once was.
The story I narrated is about domestic violence, and maybe some of you or someone you know shares or had the same experience. We often hear this type of abuse because love is considered the most effective tool of gaslighting. Verywellmind.com described gaslighting as a form of manipulation that occurs in abusive relationships. It is an insidious and sometimes covert type of emotional abuse, where the bully or abuser makes the target question their judgments and reality. Ultimately, the victim starts to wonder if they are going crazy. The term originated from the 1938 play Gaslight by Patrick Hamilton, where a murderous and sinister husband tried to conceal his identity from his wife. He slowly manipulated her into believing she is going insane. He used the gaslights, made them flicker, and convinced his wife that it was her imagination while he steals her hidden jewels. But did you know that gaslighting dates back centuries old even before this play? In 1892, a short story entitled The Yellow Paper, written by Charlotte Perkins Gilman, where the main character feels trapped in a bizarre room decorated with yellow paper. She begged her husband to transfer her or allow her to see visitors, which the latter did not permit, as he noted that he knows what's best for her. Gaslighting is a form of manipulation, and the main goal of the abuser is to gain control. The abuser will end and at all costs execute behaviors where the victim will start to question everything they value, believe, think, and feel. But how to spot a gaslighter? Gaslighters are habitual and pathological liars. They often believe in their lies, and this is where their destructive behavior begins. He or she will convince you to believe in their stories until you do. Sa kwento natin kanina, Charlie projected himself as friendly, charming, and outgoing. Madalas niyang napapatawa si Kathy. Worse, he made Kathy believe that he was single, which made her fall into his trap. They know your fears, and they use them against you. Charlie knows how weak and vulnerable Kathy is. She will not go back to the province and leave him because of their child. That weakness was used as ready bullets against Kathy. Gaslighters know your soft spots. Alam nila ang takot at kahinaan mo. Inaral at kinabisado nila yon, so they can use it to control you. They do not take responsibility. They are so good at denying and used to twisting stories where you are to blame for something they did. Madalas nilang sinasabi, kung sumunod ka lang sa akin, hindi sana nangyari ito. Matigas kasi ang ulo mo. Mas alam ko ang dapat para sa iyo. At kapag nahuli mo sila or na-prove mo na sila ang mali, they make up for justifications and lies, sometimes even blow you off by shouting or physically hurting you. They use sweet and kind words to win you over a situation. Common lines of a gaslighter is, "You know how much I love you, and I would never hurt you on purpose. Alam mong mahal kita, at hindi ko sinasadyang saktan ka. Hindi kita sasaktan ng walang dahilan." When you deal with a gaslighter, pay attention to their actions, not their words. Sincere ba siya? Or sinasabi lang niya ba ito para bulahin ako? What are the warning signs to look for? Number 1, you are starting to question yourself. You feel that you are now becoming a different person. Kung dati, masayahin ka, friendly, ngayon mas gusto mo na lang mag-isa. Unti-unti mo nang hindi nakikilala ang sarili mo. 2, you feel like you walk on eggshells. Ingat na ingat ka na maka-offend ng ibang tao, lalo na siya. To a point na takot ka nang magkamali. Madalas, tinatanong mo ang sarili mo kung tama ba ang inasal mo sa harap niya. May mali ka bang nagawa? You always say sorry kahit na may mga bagay o pagkakamali na hindi naman ikaw ang may gawa. 3, you make excuses for your partner's behavior. Nagsisimula ka ng maniwala na baka nga ikaw ang dahilan kung bakit siya nagkakaganyan. That maybe you were really overreacting and sensitive. 4, you feel trapped and isolated. You feel alone and starting to believe na iniisip nga ng ibang tao na nababaliw ka na or that ayaw ka na nilang kasama. Gaslighters control you so much because they want to keep you to themselves. Ilalayo ka nila sa mga taong mahalaga sa iyo para maibuhos mo sa kanya ang atensyon at pagmamahal mo. 5, you feel insecure, inadequate. Pakiramdam mo kahit anong gawin mo, you are never good enough. Laging kulang, laging mali. 6, you become a self-doubter. Lagi ka nagdadalawang isip if you remember the correct details. Natatakot ka na rin mag-share ng ideas at nararamdaman mo. 7, you feel confused. Your partner's mood swings and behavior na parang Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde, from calm and loving to violent and arrogant, confuses you. The mood swings switched within seconds, up to an hour. 8, you become depressed. Lagi kang malungkot, nag-aalala. Nawawalan ka na ng gana kumain or gumawa ng mga bagay na gusto mo. How to fight gaslighting? Recognize its presence. Being aware that you were used and manipulated will help you see your reality easily. Imagine yourself in a dark tunnel. Hanggat hindi mo nare-recognize na madilim ang loob ng tunnel na yon, hindi ka gagawa ng paraan na maghanap ng lighter or matchstick. You have to be in the reality to fight gaslighting. Don't think much of their feelings to the extent of sacrificing yours. Tandaan mo na kahit anong gawin mo to make them happy and contented, hindi mo mapupunuan or mapipigilan ang pagnanasa nila to be in control. Gaslighters has a need to fill a hole that they only can fill in. Don't retaliate. Huwag kang gumante. With their violent and aggressive nature, gaslighters are always ready to fight back. Try not to react or show your vulnerability. Pilitin mo na huwag ipakita ang takot mo. Gaslighters finds strength kapag nakikita nila ang kahinaan mo. Remember your truth. Alalahanin mo kung sino ka. Hindi mahalaga ang opinyon or kagustuhan nila. Hindi sila ang dapat na magdikta sa buhay mo. They do not have the power to define you as a person. Prioritize your safety at ng mga taong mahalaga sa iyo. Get out of the relationship as fast as you can. And lastly, seek professional help. This may be a traumatic experience and may have lasting damage, but remember, recovery is possible. Gaslighting is a process. Importante na umpisa pa lang, ma-recognize mo na yung mga warning signs. Mararamdaman mo unti-unti, you are becoming uncomfortable, confused, hanggang sa umabot na sa point that you become emotionally exhausted dahil you are now under the abuser's control. And with continued abuse, you will become helpless. Remember that gaslighters' abusive behavior will not subside nor disappear kahit anong gawin mo na pagsunod or pag-please sa kanya. You will never ever be able to fill in the abuser's desire for power and control. Get out. Run away. Seek help. Thank you to Milk Tea Dose for the much needed sweet fix. Try their yummy milk teas and snacks. They are located at Unit 4, Belpatchy Resort Building, 003 Roadrunner Street, St. Francis Subdivision, Pandayan, Kawayan City. Visit their Facebook page for ongoing promos and freebies. Continue to send your letters and love notes to antheart.ph@gmail.com or through my Facebook page, antheart.ph. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell. Talk to you soon!